So today I thought I would film a video on how to get into a back needlescale. So all the different progressions I do, so starting with splits, moving on to oversplits, warming up the back, and then finally into needlescale itself. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, please subscribe to my channel, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get on with it. First I start off with lunges. So I'm actually going to do lunge pulses. So in this position I'm going to start to do 10 pulses. So pushing my back quad down to the ground. And then I'm going to go into a reverse, so straightening the front leg, flexing the front foot, and again 10 pulses in this position. Next I'm going back into a forwards lunge, this time back leg is elevated off the ground, and I'm doing 10 pulses again. Then I'm going to go into a reverse lunge. So I'm going to grab my back foot and pull that back leg into the glute. And then into a reverse high lunge into 10 pulses, so straightening both legs, chest down towards the front leg. Then I'm going to drop down to my knee and keeping the hips square, I'm going to do 10, or actually I might do 5 little pulses, so focusing a bit on split strength. And then coming back up, and then sliding all the way down to splits. So I always make sure I have good posture in this position, the chest is up, and I try and elevate the ankle off the ground, just so I'm working the quad as well, making sure the legs are straight. Then I'm just pulling my back foot into my body and leaning forwards in this split position. Coming out of that position, I'm going to go into needle kicks. Again, I've warmed up the splits, so I'm just going to focus now on oversplits. I'm going to do 10 kicks. And then I'm doing 10 pulses in the air, holding a needle position. And now I'm going to go into overstretching splits, so elevating the front foot and sliding all the way down to splits. First of all, I'm just holding this overstretched splits position and then coming out. And I'm just going into a little pike fold. I actually did a leg session earlier before this session, so my legs were a bit tight. And then I'm going into another 10 kicks. Then I'm coming out of the needle kicks and I'm going into an overstretched split with my back foot elevated. So you want to try and fully extend that back leg. And coming out of that position, I'm going to start to warm up the back. So I'm just going to do my cat-cows. I'm warming up the back because obviously we're going to do needlescale, so you need to have that back flexibility. Then I'm just going to go into cat-cow rotations and dropping down to my chest into cobra. As I've mentioned before, these are the exercises I will always do before or when I'm warming up my back. After that, I normally get into a chest roll. So bring my legs over my head and fully extending the legs. And I'll do this a couple of times. Now I'm going to go back into a splits on the ground, making sure the hips are square, sliding down to splits, and I'm going to lean all the way back so my head touches my leg. Effectively that's what you want to do, but obviously standing on your leg for needle. And then I'm just going to do forwards, backwards, pulses. So I think I'm just going to do about 5, but you can do more if you want to. And then with each one, trying to grab my back foot as I go back. Now I'm going to go back into overstretch splits, and I'm going to do the same thing, so I'm going to lean all the way back, reaching my head to touch my leg and coming out of that position. Now I'm going to go into needle against the wall. The further your leg is away from the wall, the more you're going to be stretching. As you can see, this is quite a deep stretch I'm getting into now. So I want to make sure my needle scale is overstretched as much as possible. And then I'm just going to hold this position when I've done 10 pulses, and I'm just going to bring my chest up. And then back into a needle position and just doing some leg pulses again. Coming up and out of that position, I'm just going to come against the wall again, and this time I'm going to do glute kickbacks, so for a little bit of strength. As you can see, my glutes are working in this position. So leaning the chest into the wall. This is quite a controlled movement, and you're just kicking the leg back. And now I'm going to grab the ankle and I'm going to get into a needle. So as you can see, my chest is kind of coming forwards, my legs feel extending, and I'm getting a really nice oversplits. And I'm just going to go into a needle again, so grabbing that back foot and pulling it all the way into the wall, bring my head back to my back leg, and then I'm going to do 10 kicks, this time using a bit more momentum, so focusing on that back and glute strength. So you can see I'm using a bit more energy in these ones. Just checking the camera was on, and then I'm going back into a needle scale, grabbing my foot, head down, head back to my leg. Now I'm going to do the needle kicks against a bench. This gives me more leverage to bring the foot up because my chest is lower down. And now I'm just going to grab the back foot and again come into a needle position. So you can really see that nice overstretched split position. And lastly, we're ready to go into needle on the floor. So first one's a bit of a warm up, just grabbing the back foot and then back down. And then the second one's the proper one. So grabbing the back foot, both hands grabbing the leg and driving all the way up into needle and coming out. Thank you very much for watching that video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some ideas on how to get into that position, how to progress with your own training. Obviously do comment below, drop me some messages if you need some help, and I will try and get back to you. Have a lovely day. Bye.